Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Health Made Easy. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Jones, your practical voice in a world of confusing health information. And we are wrapping it up today, guys, on our series on lowering stress. This is part 4. If you missed the first 3, you're definitely going to want to go back and listen to those, especially part 2, where we talked about vagal tone and what vagal tone is, and how that is has a massive impact on your overall health. Today, what we're going to talk about are 8 ways you can actually improve vagal tone. Now, as a side note, in our chiropractic office in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, our main focus is helping people gain restoration of proper nervous system function. This is what chiropractic was designed to do. We understand, why our bodies react the way that they do to certain stimuli, and we have helped thousands of people achieve things like improved digestion, decreased pain, positive mental health, or mental outlook, through our adjustments and restoring proper nervous system function over the years. Okay. The vagus nerve, which we've talked about all throughout this series, is an important part of that. It's an important part of the parasympathetic nervous system responsible for the rest and digest functions that counters the fight or flight response of the sympathetic nervous system. Now, the vagus nerve travels from the brain through the neck. Now, here's the important thing you need to know is that the vagus nerve passes directly in front of the very first vertebra in the neck called the atlas. It's like a ring shape. It sits right up next to the base of the skull where there's a big hole called the foramen magnum where your spinal cord comes out. And the vagus nerve passes directly in front of the very first bone in the neck there. And then when we adjust that one and realign and recenter that very first bone, it has a massive effect on the vagus nerve. It's all been proven. But the vagus nerve, it travels down through the neck. It goes out to different organs, glands, tissues. It helps regulate the stress hormones, improve mental cognition, help with, regular heartbeat, digestion, decreases blood pressure, but also keeps you in like a positive, balanced state, So a high vagal tone is associated with better physical and like emotional well-being. But low vagal tone is usually associated with heart disease, inflammation, poor psychological well-being, stroke, and much more. Now, it's more the reason why we should learn how to improve vagal tone naturally. Now, none of these really require a whole lot of effort, but I'm going to go through them with you. Number 1, and I got 8 of them for you. Actually, I'm going to have a 9th bonus one for you. And I actually already told it to you, but I'm going to repeat it again when we get to the end. Number 1, cold exposure. When you expose yourself to acute cold-like things like taking cold showers, it stimulates the vagus nerve. Now you can try this swapping hot and cold, for maybe about in 3-minute increments, 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can even do like a cold bath if you want, jump out into the river. If you live, by the water like we do here, you can simply just put your face in cold water, just sort of several reps at a time, kind of put your face in there, take it out, or just splash your face with cold water also does it as well. It's an easy way to improve vagal tone. A bonus one I would tell you is what I do in the wintertime is I'll put on gloves because my hands get cold, and I'll put on like a I don't know what you call it, but just like the little beanie hat that you wear when it's cold to cover your ears up. And I'll wear a t-shirt and shorts, and I will go outside when it's super cold, and I will go for a walk to the point where I'm almost shivering. And get myself cold. It helps improve vagal tone, but it also helps by stimulating the burning of what's called brown fat, or the creation of brown fat. But you can look that up as to why that's important. We won't talk about that today. Maybe another podcast. If you want to hear about that, just let me know. Number 2, singing, laughing, chanting, humming will also do it. The muscles in your vocal cords are connected to the vagus nerve. So when you laugh, sing, chant, hum, it helps stimulate the vagus nerve. It's a great way to increase heart rate variability, which signifies a healthy nervous system. And, there's an old saying, people who hum a lot and sing a lot are happier people. I think that's true, but I also think that's true because it helps with stimulating the vagus nerve. Number 3, deep, slow breathing. So when you breathe from your diaphragm rather shallow, from the upper part of your lungs to the lower part of your lungs. It helps stimulate the tone of the vagus nerve. You have to breathe deep down to the bottom. Diaphragmatic breathing allows you to get a full expansion of your abdomen as you inhale, and this is the key to take a slow inhale and giving it a very long exhale. The slower that you exhale, the more you stimulate the vagus nerve. This creates the relaxation response you're looking for, especially in times of anxiety and stress. Next one, probiotics. 2 strains of probiotics, Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus, are directly related to the gut-brain connection, and they have a strong effect on anxiety, mood, and depression. Taking probiotics has been shown as a good way to improve vagal tone and stimulation. Next one of my personal favorites, omega-3s. Eating foods like fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, which are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, is a great way to improve vagal tone and overall mental health. Ensure you add these to your diet for sure. Next one is a tough one for me to get into, which is meditation. But when you practice sort of this loving, kindness, slow, steady state meditation, it promotes the feeling of goodwill to yourself and your loved ones, but it also increases positive emotions, which leads to an improvement in vagal tone and social closeness. Last one's massage and exercise. You can improve vagal tone and enhance vagal activity by getting a regular massage. Things like, reflexology is a great way to improve vagal tone as well, but you can just simply stick to your regular massage if you want to. Movements are also great to stimulate vagal tone. You can make activities and exercise, that you enjoy a big part of your life, and it helps improve vagal tone and also overall happiness. Last one, I talked about it already before, and if you remember correctly as you've been listening, where does the vagus nerve pass in front of in the neck? The very first vertebrae in the neck. So chiropractic adjustments certainly can help improve vagal tone, but what I would recommend you do, stack some of this stuff up, do some deep, slow breathing after you finish exercise, and then after breakfast, take some omega-3s and some probiotics, and then while you're exercising, while you're taking a cold shower, you can sing and laugh and hum. And that'll kind of wrap up a whole bunch of those, and you can really work on your vagal tone. So I hope this was helpful. This is Dr. Jason Jones. If you have not given us a review on your favorite podcast player that you are listening to this on, or please do so. Or if you have not subscribed to this podcast, please do so. That way you catch every single episode, practical health tips for you, and trying to just eliminate all the confusion that's out there on health and just break it down into simple steps that you guys can do, which was a huge part of this very last podcast. Enjoy your week, enjoy your month, and we will talk to you soon on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.